and once again into Lodestone now. Lodestone really has kind of become a suicide hero that has been liked amongst a lot of teams. Is what I'm
Yeah,
realizing.
Lodestone's a really strong hero. He has great team fight synergy. He's really hard to kill in the suicide lane.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's going to be here for Reason Gaming. Now back over to 2-0. See what they end
I
up with.
personally, I really like seeing Lodestone when it's in response to something like a Wild Soul or an Oogie, something that builds really tanky through their items, or even has like a lot of armor, like a Malakin.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're just picking up the Lodestone without like a plan at the same time, we'll have to wait and see, of course. But that's what I personally love seeing Lodestone picked up.
Mm-hmm. More of a reaction, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we got Magnus to go with Behemoth. That's always fun seeing that combination together. Prisoner, now the third pick for Reason Gaming over here.
Okay, well, I really want Revolution pick up, or 2-0 to pick up Bubbles here.
Can they, though? 'Cause
Well, they
have...
can run a second support or a
Okay.
jungle pool Magnus.
Yeah. Very true.
Because Bubbles is just like the perfect hero against Prisoner. There's almost zero kill potential against the Bubbles.
Mm-hmm. And, Bubbles pretty good synergy with a Magnus and a Behemoth on top of that. So, I mean, there's definitely a couple of reasons why Bubbles would be a good pickup here. You're right. I don't know if they honestly usually like to run a dual support like that, though, in the end. So, actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, from the early days, something they did kind of bring was like a Myrmidon Blitz lane.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
But one thing being now is that they have probably a Magnus for mid, and Magnus doesn't do that well against Prisoner because of Prisoner's shackle ability, like revealing him through his Steam Bath and not letting him stun away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the War Beast there. The third pick coming out, so.
Really strong hero, but I would have liked to see the Bubbles.
Yeah, they're going to have to deal with it another way, whatever that may be. Magnus is pretty weak against him. Well, Lava Surge and Steam Bath, yeah, an issue, as you pointed out there. So
I'm interested to see. We're probably going to see Squarey play the War Beast, which is what we normally see from 2-0. I think occasionally Pexu does play War Beast, but I think Squarey's mostly their War Beast player. So we're probably going to see Zephyranthi, I believe it is, step into the carry role, or even Pexu maybe. They do role change quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's that to consider as well.
Yeah, not exactly sure where it is. As you see right there in chat, the Soul Reaper ban was actually meant to be Hellbringer, by the way, so just to clarify that. But now it means they can't pick up Soul Reaper, though. And they probably wouldn't have anyways. But we got, what is Hellbringer into Swiftblade, Bubbles into Andromeda, Clanks. Now with one more. Bubbles is a little I guess they still could have gone Bubbles, actually. Even with what they have. So, yeah, he still bans it, knowing that it's a good matchup against the Prisoner. And then there's the Doctor ban from Pexu. So now fourth pick. They need their carry, and they need their support here. Similar to last game. Again, the thing that I was talking about, too, we're going to be looking out for was kind of the lineup here of Reason Gaming. And was it going to be somewhat of an aggressive lineup again? And I mean, so far, you can kind of say that. Obviously, Prisoner kind of brings that. Yeah, Parasite good for that, so.
Yeah, fairly aggressive. Lowstone, he can get pretty active even without a portal key if he has set up stuns to start the fight for his Shatterstorm. So yeah, overall, fairly aggressive makeup. Not anything crazy like the last game with the Switchblade and stuff like that, but definitely does scream, we want to fight you head on, early on.
Losing a lot of time for this fourth pick here. Ooh, Voodoo Jester. Kind of continues that idea, too. As a roaming support. And there's a Pearl coming out. Okay.
I actually really like that pick. I'm not 100% sure how the interaction between Curse works with Voodoo Jester, but I would imagine if your teammates are in the bubble with Curse on and Voodoo Jester is outside the Curse, I would imagine you don't take damage.
I
Uh-oh.
think you do take damage. I think it's like
Do you still
I think
take
you do.
damage?
I think you do.
Okay.
Because yeah,
I think
um,
it's similar to like any kind of dot in
yeah.
general. So
Okay. Well, regardless, it's going to be pretty decent at dealing with the Lodestone and the Prisoner, because those are two strength heroes that like to be on top of you in the team fight with their ultimates. And Pearl can definitely line up for a pretty solid preservation,
hmm
pushing those heroes, off of his teammates. So I think definitely could be pretty good. They are running a 4 melee core lineup, and Pearl is very good against melee
hmm
core lineups.
I don't really see the point of the mage main pickup there unless it's just like they really like the hero, but it doesn't really counter anything. Yeah.
And there's the TDL,
TDL
so
pickup. So I'm not
gotta
really sure about.
further question the Mage Main pickup now.
Yep, that's good interaction there with Dark Liddy in response. So, yeah, as you're getting at with the Mage Bane pickup, like I said, the synergy's not really there. It goes against. So they were doing so good up until that final pick of a Mage Bane, where it's like, okay, you went a very hard carry now. So which is fine. I mean, it's that 4-1 strategy where you get big,
Oh,
you keep active around him and then let him get his farm. But yes, we see there at the end. I mean, picking into a Dark Liddy essentially with that final pick, also pretty risky. So.
there was something like a Sandwraith on the board, which would definitely speak to their lineup of being really active and aggressive, as well as being able to pick up the Mach to deal with both a Magnus and a Behemoth. Those are two important heroes that really don't like to be disrupted in team fights. So there was something like a Sandwraith on the board that they could have chosen over this Mage Bane.
Yep.
So that's something I personally would have liked to have seen.
Well, they go the Mage Bane here. See how they make it work for. You almost wonder, was it maybe because of the Pearl? Like, is he good against Pearl for some? I can't think of a reason why he'd be good against Pearl. So
I
I think it
mean,
would have been
I
that.
I don't think so. I think that if Pearl can actually like if he gets an ulti off and Magebane casts his ulti from outside the Pearl bubble, I don't think it does any damage.
No, it wouldn't. I wouldn't think either. So, yeah, Pearl. Going back to her again, she really is an interesting support. She honestly was the one that I really was kind of expecting to kind of see pretty big impact out of a lot of these newer heroes that kind of came in tournament worlds with reworks and whatnot. But we haven't seen a lot of her. But the several times we have, I think we've kind of seen the power that she can bring. Because the preservation, as you're talking about, is just one thing that honestly is pretty damn good about her, in my opinion. You got her purge effect, the asphyxiate, the fact that you can now target teammates, and things like shackle come to mind. The face hug. I mean, there's abilities here that you can definitely use it pretty effectively, actually. If he's on top of it. And then there's the Soothing Presence. Again, like I say, a free astrolabe, really, that you're getting for your team.
It's
Yeah, so
it's
but-
good. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say it's good against legions. They have 4 melee cores pretty much. Well, I guess 4 melee heroes. So like the world bubble is good at getting those heroes off of whoever they're going on.
Yep. So every single ability, I mean, so it sounds like we're all in agreement here that every single ability is pretty damn impactful, at least for this game in general. So why the hell do we not see this hero more?
Yeah, and
Well-
before Pearl received some of these buffs, like she was primarily just like a defensive support. Now the hero with a little bit of changes, she becomes more of a little bit of a more aggressive hero. So she's offers a little bit more to her team, and I think the change to her ultimate going through magic immunity, so you could push people off of you that have shrunken head on. I think that really just makes the hero that much more viable. Obviously, the change to her asphyxiate, being able to purge off or be able to be used on your own teammates is like a really nice addition to the hero.
Yeah.
Uh,
Us as a team, we actually like running Pearl several. We've run it several times, and we like running it, but really we haven't been drafting it that much because whenever I do draft it, our support player Love likes to grief me and get me like right outside of the bubble, so I'm taking full damage.
Okay. So it's a player
So Breaky.
issue. Okay.
So Breaky, he played Rhapsody the game before, and Rhapsody's ultimate has like just a little bit bigger of a radius than Pearl's, so
Okay.
that was his excuse for missing his ultimate and killing our carry.
I'm sure. How convenient.
The whole plan is to bait the carry, and then
Don't-
we can't even get the
Don't
bubble.
pick Rhapsody and then pick Pearl. Your
you go,
support
that's all I-
player will forget what hero he's playing.
Oh, that's good. Wonder if he's watching now.
He is.
I hope so.
Probably. All right, so we'll see how Cyrox 12 is up for the challenge of that preservation. And I don't know if he's played Rhapsody recently here, but be on top of that. I know, but the lane setting up here, as we notice here off the bat, it is a pseudo trial lane from Reason Gaming. Going up against essentially a pseudo trial lane of 2-0, of course. You got Warbeast over here. You see the hell, look at that, he's kiting with it at the last second. Oh man, look at the jukes here. It's finally going to die, but kept it alive for a while, actually. Pretty impressive play there from Squirry, but in the end, he's going to have to deal with that. So, but Voodoo Jester loads on it. Does seem like that's actually a pretty scary combo. A lot of damage potential with that Cursed Ground, especially. At level 3s, I think, this is going to be a pretty powerful kill lane for Reason here, so.
Yeah, that head smash does a lot of damage. And,
Yeah, and
combo
although
difference.
we're used to seeing Lodestone solo just so he gets that experience, his spells aren't really terrible in the sense that he can be dual laned, and he still has a stun, and his head smash does do a lot of damage. And that on top of a Cursed Ground could definitely be a dead Dark Lady or Pearl at the level 3 mark. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. And although they are running the aggressive dual lane, this means Mage Bane now is going to be 1v1 against the Behemoth. This is...
Oh, sorry. Well, that was like a perfect stun right there, and yeah, down goes Pearl. So now, actually, Lodestone. Oh, he stopped to eat the tree. He is gonna live. That was so close right there, though. He gets the health potion as well, so he's gonna be fine. But man, that was a worst-case scenario for the Hellborn team. Pearl and Dark Lady were literally on top of each other as they took the acid cocktail, followed by the rocket drill. And that's when it's a bad case. Now, at least for their sake, Pearl was the only one to die. Granted, it was a bloodlust kill in the end. But there you go. Prime example right there.
That's a good start for Reason Gaming. But yeah, so because they are running this aggressive lane, that means Mage Bane is 1v1 against the Behemoth. So Mage Bane should do just fine for a while, but this allows Behemoth to sit in the lane, get experience. And as we know from time and time again, Behemoth is a hero that he doesn't need to necessarily do all that great in this lane, as long as he's getting up the levels. The portal key will come eventually. And if he can just contest a little bit of the Mage Bane's farm, as well as get the levels up, then he's really accomplishing, I would say, what he wants to down here.
That whirl bubble was beautiful. Right into Magma's stun. And Parasite, he's also going to fall. Holy crap, that was a beautiful setup from Cyrox right there. And I feel like Cyrox 12 is actually quickly becoming one of these support players that need to really give some respect to. Because just even last game, the big walls that he had, a couple of them that we're complimenting on or whatever that was. So, yeah, he's on top of his play here and definitely setting up 2 of those kills to get in response here. But actually, as I'm saying this, we do see Lodestone going in on a Dark Lady once again. The Asphyxiate went out right there in a Dark Lady, trying to help him get away. And I think that could be the difference maker, because I believe that took off the Leech, if I'm not mistaken. For the movement speed slow, actually. However, in the end, he is going to fall as they dive. Pearl also goes down, and they will all survive. So it was a good attempt, but it wasn't to be either for them right there. I mean, we expected action, but man, we're getting it plenty. This top lane.
Definitely.
He's actually leveling up Whirl Bubble. I'm kind of curious about that. That seems like not the greatest idea to me, because it's not like they're in a kill lane. I mean, it's him and Dark Lane. They're defensive, if anything. I'd figure Soothing Presence would actually be pretty solid to level up here, but...
Yeah, you could argue he could go for the 1-1-1 build, and then have that heal available, especially playing up against the Cursed Ground. I will say, though, with the new change to the Asphyxiate, I'm not 100% sure whether it's better to max the Asphyxiate over the Whirl Bubble. Before the changes, I would say definitely the Whirl Bubble, as it does more damage and does have the AoE aspect to it. So, the Asphyxiate being single target doesn't really do the most damage to, overall in the team fight. But they did increase the damage a little bit on this Asphyxiate, as well as, I think the slow... I think the slow actually increases per level. I'm not 100% sure.
No.
Increases
80%.
the radius, I think. Or wait,
nope. It increases the time that it lasts.
Okay, so yeah. So there is that aspect that does progress as you level it. But he has gone for 2 and 2 into both points here.
Bottom lane, by the way, Magnus and Behemoth coming together. Again, a duo that's very popular, and not often we see them on the same team, but happens to be here, and they combo their stuns. Eruption comes out from Magnus, And it does set up a kill on a Mage Bane, preventing him from blinking the whole time. I mean, it was close. He was in animation at the last second, but obviously he wasn't able to get away. So good setup there from 2-0. And they address Mage Bane, who's been farming away at the bottom lane, I'm sure. Well, actually, maybe not as crazy as I would have thought. 32-6 here. Yeah, only 270 gold per minute. I know we just died right there, but I guess he has been having a little bit of a struggle. It is a 1 versus 1, isn't it? So that makes a little more sense. Get down here. But now 6.5 minutes in, we again already have 3 hero kills right now. Has Prisoner coming up top, but this Ward of Sight is going to spot that. So he's trying to be sneaky. Unfortunately, not going to be. In fact, the Hellborn team, they're going to look to turn something here, maybe. Behemoth, oh, they're not going in, though. Thought they would have been trying for something. They're just going to sit with the Hellhounds, though. They got that information. That's huge benefit of these Hellhounds. We'll see if they get something out of this. I mean, they're playing it really patient, though. I guess they're not even going to try in the end. Unless Behemoth is, or unless Warbeast comes back. Okay, he is running back now.
See, they're going to bring all 5 up here. Magnus is rotating too. This is going to be a big tip fight.
Oh, or they'll all run.
Or they'll all get out in time.
Well,
Prisoner's TP was stopped by the fissure, but they haven't checked here yet, so they don't know. If he just stays hidden... Oh, he's going in.
He's going in, actually. They say, you know what, now's our chance. They're distracted elsewhere. Darklet is going to be bursted down in the end. However, now they're clumped up, and here comes Magnus. He hits his stun. Lodestone on the other side, but Voodoo Jester taken out, and Prisoner now in trouble as well. He will go down. Lodestone pops a Shadow Storm just to tank up, if anything. And he has a Rock Control in 2 more seconds. He should be able to get it off. No, he cannot. Double tap for Pexu to finish it. Now, with that kill, I think it does definitely give the lead there for 2-0, of course. But I was going to say, I mean, Mage Bane in the meantime is just freely pushing this bottom lane. So, and they killed Dark Lady on top of that.
Yeah, I don't think this is a Ruined Axe game for TDL.
Really?
They already have a War Beast as a carry, and TDL won't get a Ruined Axe, so at least like 20 minutes. He honestly could just go more of like the Energizer, Frostburn, Basher build.
Okay.
It's up to him though, because it'll take him forever to get a Ruined Axe, even though they already have a War Beast, so he doesn't have to be super greedy.
Man, not seeing a Rune Cleaver on Dark Lady would be so weird though, honestly. But yeah, I mean you're right. He's obviously struggling, and they do have a solid backup carry for sure.
Yeah. And if he gets an Energizer, like with Ghost Puncher's Energizer, he still has a lot of kill potential with just that because of his Dark Blades. So he could even solo kill a Mage Bane until Mage Bane gets his Geometers or his Shrunken Head.
Smoked Magnus here top lane.
Yep, can he react in time? There's a stun. Silence comes out. He cannot. Lodestone dead. That's the good thing about that Veiled Rod. It's like, sure, the radius is a little bit longer than your stun range, but I mean, we're all human beings here, right? So by the time you notice to be able to react, especially with a hero like Lodestone, you know, obviously it takes him a little bit longer even than others. So good catch there from Magnus.
Yeah, definitely a nice rotation. Furthering Lodestone away from his Portal Key progression. And also allowing TDL to get some free space now. She was struggling a bit.
Oh, Magnus gets pulled, but quickly runs away. So, speaking of Mage Bane, though, is this a Rune Cleaver game for him, you think, Formless?
I think
Definitely.
so. Yeah, there's 2 carries on the Hub1 team, and he has to be able to try and get so far ahead of them that they can't really kill him.
Yeah. All right. Well, he's looking good so far. Again, 366 gold per minute here. Bottom lane, definitely some action being set up. Parasite in here with the Veiled Rot. You got Voodoo Jester nearby. But Pearl here with Behemoth. Pearl is level 6 as well. Man, this Parasite's just on the outskirts of them. With that Veiled Rot here, so. Is not going to find the chance, though. Behemoth was not risking anything there, so he's going to be fine. There's the Portal Key on Magnus. His purchase, so has that to try to make a play with now. Man, he got that pretty quickly, actually. Yeah, 440 gold per minute, I guess we'll do that. Just about 5-0-2. That's why, jeez.
Yeah, and he was also against a prisoner mid, which is, you know, a direct counter pretty much to his hero. So he, you know, with the 5 kills and 2 assists, he's really just been doing a fantastic job moving around the map and setting up kills where he needs to. Because that is a tough matchup for a Magnus to go up against a prisoner.
He's going to deny the middle tower on top of that, too.
Not cool, brah.
Dark Lady, how has she kind of settled down? It's still about 273 gold per minute, so yeah, again, still nothing to be too excited about here for the Dark Lady. But I guess Warbeast is somewhat making up for that at 375 GPM. The Abyssal Skull, the Steam Boots here. Top lane, we are going to see a catch on it. Dark Lady, Magnus comes in, though. Here comes Behemoth as well. He gets a stun off, but the shockwave, no! Both back in! Oh my god, that combo was ridiculous. Lodestone does eventually fall, but somehow they actually managed to kill Dark Lady. She got pushed and pulled every which way. Eventually dies. Now they will clean up, though. Squirry gets the hat trick. So yeah, 2-0 is definitely satisfied with the outcome of it, but man, that had to be a little frustrating for that Dark Lady there.
Yep, he's kind of like the sacrifice for his team. But, you know, everybody else is doing quite well, and Warbeast is definitely a hero that, you know, with a hat trick, you know, he's just going to take off, and we all know what Warbeast can do with the farm that he gets. So even though TDL having a struggle here, you know, they got the Warbeast nearing the 450 GPM mark. Pretty scary.
Now, I got to ask you while we're on that top, like, what does he go here? It's with this
that's a good question. It's definitely not a puzzle box game, seeing as how he's against a Parasite. If there wasn't a Parasite, it would be very good, seeing as how they are against 2 Strength heroes, as well as... actually, I take that back. You know, they have the Voodoo Jester Acid Cocktail. Puzzle box isn't really the item for this game. He should go for the... I would say Bulwark first, then BKB. Bulwark will help increase his farm, as well as allow him to push towers. And he doesn't really need the Shrunken Head just yet in the game, seeing as how there is a prisoner and the Shatterstorm goes through Shrunken Head anyway. Magebane isn't really all that scary just yet, and you know, he doesn't really have to worry about mana rift, seeing as how he's a Warbeast. So he could get away with going the Bulwark and then the BKB later to have the magic immunity so he doesn't get stunned.
Yeah. Well, he's sitting on 2,500 gold here, so either he's just indecisive or doesn't look like he's going the Bulwark, honestly.
Yeah, I would definitely go the Bulwark, and then what I would like to do is just send the Hellhounds scouting around or taking away farm from the Legion side where he can, and then with just a Bulwark and an Abyssal, you can farm camps with just your hero very effectively.
He's going the Warhammer and the Mighty Blade in the end, so Shrunken Head is going to be his first item here. We've seen a lot of Vildarot this game, by the way.
It's never really wrong whenever you're against a fair amount of stuns and whatnot to go an early Shrunken Head. But with the start that he's been given, I think it would definitely be okay to get it as his item after like a Bulwark.
Magebane, the Rune Cleaver, I was going to say has to be close, and there we go. Just goes one more creep to get the gold for it at least. And there's the purchase of the second broadsword. So Rune Cleaver is going to be coming out. What are we looking at? Stacks. Yep, triple stack Ancients are set up for him right here. And it seems like Voodoo Jester is trying to stack a couple of camps. Is going to get the yellow camp. Well, not a big deal there. But the triple stack Ancients is, of course, the big thing here for Magebane.
Yeah, I think that Warbeast should definitely scout out those Ancients to see if they are stacked. Especially knowing that Magebane is close to his Rundax. It looks like TDL is actually going for a Rundax also. It's gonna take him a while to get it, but I guess Warbeast is carrying them. Warbeast, Magnus, and Behemoth will carry them right now.
In the meantime, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Prisoner? Uh-oh. Prisoner's being turned now, and Prisoner's dead. He thought he had a kill on a Behemoth. He did not, though. Magebane thought about trying to chase, but Pingu did get there late himself, so... Yeah, Prisoner a little antsy perhaps. Meanwhile, top lane Lodestone, he used a Shatterstorm already, looks like. Not sure how that happened, but he ends up being fine, though, in the end. as they didn't want to dive him, or maybe they do. They saw the TPs cancel actually, so yeah, they know this is a free tower push now. Here at this top, so should be able to get the first tower at least. Mageman still hasn't gone over the Ancients. A little surprised by that. Okay, here he goes.
Dude, Hellborn Freddy's destroyed Legion
There
Tower.
goes the top tower, though. So yeah, you mentioned the Ring Cleaver on Dark Kitty. Earlier, talking about possibly around 20 minutes even or so he might have it, but yeah, he is still going to be going here. Gets the one broadsword. So the second one going to be in the works now.
Yeah, and another thing about the Shrunken Head on Warbeast is if, now that they picked up the Cleaver on TDL, if they do in fact decide to just sit back and continue farming, and Warbeast, you know, if he just AFK basically farms with a Shrunken Head, then you really got to question that even further. Instead of choosing to go for the more greedy option with the, you know, the good start that he's definitely had. And yeah, like Farmless said, he could be scouting out the Ancients right now. Like, this is the point of the game where Warbeast doesn't need to farm with his Hellhounds anymore. You just, you know, you send them around, you get a lot of information. You have 2 of them, so you can get a good amount of information all over, and even, of course, steal some farm.
Yeah.
As they can kill camps by themselves, so they are very strong.
Top lane, looks like Prisoner was taking a little bit of pressure there, but Dark Kitty kind of just pushing him out of the lane more so. Magebane does eventually clear out the Ancients, and he goes right into the Firebrand right here, so just enhancing that damage as far as his farm is concerned. Wonder if he is going to go the Abyssal Skull. I mean, there's a good amount of physical and just the lifesteal in general, of course, so it would be pretty nice to have.
I think he needs to go for that quick Geo's Shrunken Head, because he is against the Dark Lady and the Magnus Behemoth. So Geo's to get rid of. He could even just go straight into the Shrunken Head with the Firebrand if he wanted to.
Look at this down here. Magnus says it's not worth it. He's going to go for the TP. And actually, he will be good with that. So they tested the last second, but obviously a little too late. But they denied the tower. So good control coming out right there by the Legion side. Was that another Mighty Blade, I think, on Morbius? So yeah, the Brutalizer. It's going to be happening now. So no Soul's Bulwark going to be had here. Either side. Speaking of Warbeast, he gets pulled in. There's the Shrunken, the Lodestone. He tried, but obviously wasn't able to. And Warbeast will be fine as a result. So tough to catch, especially with that Shrunken Head, of course.
Yep.
They were minded right there.
Yeah, it's the very safe option. It allows him to do basically what he wants. If he wants to push towers by himself, he can do so and not have to worry about dying. So, you know, Shrunken Head, you know, I criticized when he got it, but you know, it's still a Shrunken Head on Warbeast, one of you know, the core items for the hero. So it's never bad to go Shrunken Head. Mageman gets picked off in the jungle. That's a really big pickoff.
Oh, that was
That pickoff
gnarly.
actually does mean quite a lot. Seeing as how that gives TDL even more time now that she just did pick up the Cleaver to
It should
progress
be a
with her
combo,
items.
too.
That could be a Kong. If they decide to do it or not. They do have the Abyssal and Warbeast, so I would have liked to have seen all 5 of Hellborn just move over and take that Conqueror, but they're not going to, it looks like.
Nope, they decide it's best to continue farming elsewhere. Yeah, that seemed like it was a pretty prime spot to do it, but maybe it just simply slipped their mind, or they figured they're better off farming top, I guess. Yeah, I seen the Void Talisman follow up on Behemoth. Kind of, I mean, I guess for Prisoner, that's the obvious there, but interesting. As Behemoth going to help assist for Lodestone, and look at that. They do have a lot of locked-in. I think we're constantly being reminded of that, or more so reason is here on the Hellborn side. Magnus Behemoth, obviously Dark Lady's silence is big. So there's a lot of ways to keep you at bay, as the hook from Prisoner, pretty big there. However, they are going to be able to get away initially. Mana Rift comes out, but Behemoth, he is going to barely live in the meantime. Down goes Prisoner. And was Mageman stuck? Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was stuck on the cliff for a bit there, but you know, he's got the flash, so not a big deal.
That's still unfortunate, because yeah, he would have liked to assist some damage there.
Mageman is stuck. There you go.
They even knew.
Yeah, it's funny because he's sitting there, like you see him trying to walk away, but he's just moving in place like he's on a treadmill or something. Yeah.
It's close enough for the Mana Rift, but not close enough to auto attack, unfortunately.
Now we're gonna steal the ancients.
That's big. Although Dark Lady, oh my god, the has a cocktail, but she's gonna be fine. Star Spirit, okay.
Lodestone missed the stun there, otherwise Dark Lady would have been dead.
Oh.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
And I gotta say, until I really looked at the top stats here, I wouldn't have figured this was that out of hand, honestly. But man, 10,000 gold lead, 17,000 experience lead right now for 2-0. So they actually have a really comfortable lead here at this point. Has bottom? No, he's fine. Oh, eruption.
Oh, that is
Thought he
not
was
gonna be
chasing,
there.
I guess. Something. But I mean, what do you guys feel like? Do you guys feel like this actually is a pretty big lead, or?
Yeah, it definitely is.
Yeah, it is.
Especially since the Hellboard team has Dark Lady and War Beast. They're running a dual carry lineup against a solo carry lineup.
In order for this game to be where Legion wants it to be, they would need Mage Bane to be between, I would say, 600 and 650 GPM right now. He would have to be significantly further ahead of both the War Beast and the TDL. TDL, if she's even with the Mage Bane, which she pretty much is closing in on, her alone, like, she, you know, can deal with the Mage Bane by herself. But you got a War Beast now with a Basher picked up, and if he's able to just sit on Mage Bane at all, like, Mage Bane won't do anything at all in the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, we saw
That, and he has to worry about a behemoth and he doesn't have Shrunken Head yet. So, you know, there's just so many things that Mage Bane has to worry about right now.
Very true. Yeah, the two carriers both do very well, and then exactly the Behemoth Magmus combination on top of that, and it's like when you do start to get some kind of farm again, that's where Pearl is pretty good as far as scaling as a support, in my opinion. I mean, her ultimate's always going to be so useful, no matter what point it is in the game, obviously, and just her skill set in general. As the middle lane tried to are unable, but the top lane, Mage Bane is going to get away actually.
Yeah, it was close, but couldn't take him down by himself.
So 23 minutes in, we got 17-6 hero kill lead in favor of 2-0, but obviously that's just one of many stats that are well in their favor right now. And again, what was the game too for recent gaming? Just the high octane, the go go go, the very aggressive roam strategy, and just it worked out beautifully. This game again, they had to make up for it. Really, the Mage Bane pickup was a little questionable. You know, we were all talking about that, but other than that, it seemed like it could be pretty solid. And honestly, the action was pretty good early on for them in the top lane, especially. But I think it was War Beast, I guess. That's where it really started to get a little out of hand. War Beast was never really addressed or checked, and he all of a sudden comes out with 400 plus GPM. The Shrunken Head's finished, and you know the portal keys on Behemoth and Magmas were obviously pretty crucial as well in their timing. As Archie Tiger, he gets picked off, and War Beast is soloing Conquer, by the way.
Yeah, and they ran the aggressive pseudo tri-lane with the Parasite in the beginning, and Parasite really wasn't able to do a whole lot to stop War Beast from getting basically what he wanted in his own jungle. So, you know, whenever that happens, and you do that as a Parasite, you're just nerfing your own farm, and that's why we see Parasite he hasn't really been able to get a whole lot going for himself. And Parasite is one of those heroes where you always want to see him not only snowball, but just even hover around the like 350 to 400 gold per minute mark. That's like the prime spot to be in if you're a Parasite, because with that kind of GPM, you can do so much with a puzzle box, you know, Abyssal Bulwark, etc.
Yeah.
But when you're down here in the 200s, that's when Parasite, you know, you can't feel his effectiveness because he can't burst down heroes with his combo and be a big threat in fights.
This has been an interesting interaction at the top lane. That Shadow Storm is going to go off as Darkness just dives in anyways. Video District goes down. Lodestone will be fine in Prisoner. He's going to just hide and be fine as well. But obviously the Hellborn team reacting pretty well right here. Darkity with that token. As Pearl's off to the side. She's going to use that Whirlball though. Dodges a hook. It's just Pearl versus the world, damn it. That preservation, here we go. She is going to die. But here comes the response. Eruption going off. The Mana Rift comes out. Not enough damage, though. And they get cleaned up right here. So Pearl did her job before she ends up falling. And a hat trick for Zephyronte. Playing the Dark Lady to end it all off.
Yeah, and there's a minor victory of a Pearl kill thrown in there, so.
They got the Pearl.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, they got the carry is dead.
You know, if she maxed out her soothing presence, she'd probably be alive right now. God.
Yeah, what a noob, right?
Hates.
No, I mean you brought up but seriously, you brought up a pretty good point earlier about that, especially being up against the aggressive dual lane. I think she could have definitely looked to not only pick it up in the early levels, but also choose to max that over something like the asphyxiate, perhaps,
It's
or
it's a really good ability against Chris Brown too, because it gives you that extra
yeah,
health.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think the heal would do quite well against negating a lot of that damage. So definitely a good
Quite
point to
well.
bring up. Quite well, as English dictates.
Oh, speaking of Voodoo Jester, brutalize. I got a feel for him. Tried the TP, but
OP.
couldn't do that. Pearl! Well, we already went over this. Now the choices are coming to bite him in the ass here. Mage Bane, he may get away still. Yeah, he will. Pop the Geos, force it out of there. Low stun coming in. That's going to be a big Shatterstorm. Is the follow-up really here, though? Not really is the answer. And, well, it is for the Hellborn team, actually. So they clean up Prisoner.
Mage Bane's forced to run, seeing as how he doesn't have the shrunken head. So just he's still not at a point where he can really take these fights and be comfortable in them.
Yeah.
But we've talked about it so much throughout the game, like the heroes he's going up against, what he needs and what he has, just it's just not there.
27.5 minutes in now. This middle tower is going to fall.
Dude,
That's the last outer tower in favor of 2-0. So, again, this game, especially with it being the third and final game, definitely not as adamant as, okay, might as well throw in the towel here by any means. But it's got to feel pretty gloomy here for Reason Gaming. I mean, the fact that they do have a Mage Bane that's doing all right, pretty good actually. At 475 gold per minute, maybe that is enough to kind of keep them moving here. But what the hell? Jesus, this teamwork. What is even going on? What are they copy pasting from?
I don't know about that, but yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't want to touch on that. Parasite.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to take one of these hellhounds. Run that hell on out of here. Oh boy, that was a wrong decision.
Two-shot.
That's always the worst, when your teammate helps them kill you.
Poor Voodoo Jester. He just gets annihilated by Warbeast.
Yeah. Yeah.
About to full demonic now. TDL picking up the wing bow.
Oh, jeez.
Double Storm Spirit on Magnus and Behemoth. So many items being picked up.
And it's all happening for 2-0. Not so much for Reason Gaming. Dark Lady? She does have the token, so she says, you know what, screw it. I'll just fight this. There we go. She's going to come back up. Obviously got the follow-up. The Spirit Ward doing a little bit of damage with their Preservation coming out, just in case. But the hat trick for Dark Lady, even though he died initially, comes out with a token Resurrection. Mana Rift in the background. It is going to be enough to help take out Behemoth, actually. But again, it's as expected. We're almost close to Annihilation, actually. He gets a quad kill on Dark Lady. Not enough for it, though, but this is all 2-0. And they're very likely securing it here. Does he get it? Yeah, he does.
Come on, Breaky, say it. Are we going to see
Are we going to see an Annihilation?
There we go.
There you go.
Sorry, you hyped me so much.
You got my voice back, man.
There we go.
No, this is one of those games drawn out here.
Breaky, you remember when we all had the Breaky packs for you?
I do. It took me a while to realize that. Yeah.
Well, we'll see if we can bring that back for you.
I would appreciate it.
I got you.
All right. That's the game, though. Game number 3 will indeed go to 2-0. So, I mean, credit to Reason Gaming. Not only for showing up, which is obviously, I mean, that should be minimal, to be fair, but it's good to see them show up here, after having the struggles of the first series and having to forfeit in the end. But and not only show up, but bring some competition here against an up-and-coming, a very solid 2-0 team. But they take it to the third game. Unfortunately, they can't do it in, and 2-0 will be moving on, though, with their 2-1 victory right here. So, all right, that will begin to bring us to a conclusion, though, for today. I'm going to go ahead and start updating the brackets now to give you guys an idea of how things are looking here.
So,
but final thoughts.
does 2-0 play against Sync now?
Yes, in fact, I was just updating that one right here. So yeah, they're going to be playing Sync Esports. Here's Group B. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, they play Sync. Obviously, you guys already advanced on in complexity. So the winner of that, of Sync versus 2-0, which takes place tomorrow, will be the second place team out of Group B, and they play BMG as a result of that in the playoffs. So there's that. And then in Group A, who won that? Was it? Or wait, it was Fresh, right? Yeah, Fresh won that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. I almost had to remind myself. In case you missed it earlier, guys. Yeah, Fresh taking out Eva Corporation 2-0. And so updating the Group A brackets as well. So they're going to be playing against Mystery Gang, actually, in their redemption matchup, Fresh versus Mystery Gang. And then the winner of that will be the second seed from Group A. And then they play you guys. They play Complexity. So you guys are obviously going to be interested in that one, I'm sure. That one plays out there. So that's how it's all looking for the Time to Win tournament here. So, yeah, final thoughts on the on that match, guys, and the day here as a whole. Formless, we'll start with you.
I want to say really nice recovery by Zephyr. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Um, Overall, I really liked the draft. They had the War Beast and the TDL to deal with the Mage Bane. I'm not too sure about the Mage Bane pickup because there was no real counter. Like, here didn't really counter anything. So, but overall, really well played. Props to Reason for showing up and getting their roster together. And actually, yeah, putting up a really good fight against Revolution. I actually thought they could have taken the series after the second game. Like maybe the momentum might have taken them through the third game, but Revolution pulled through, or 2-0 pulled through. So congrats to them.
What you got?
Yeah, it's really nice seeing, a team like 2-0 really make big leaps and bounds over a short period of time. I think they're starting to look a lot more solid as a team. And for Reason Gaming, I think, in the two losses that they had today, I think a lot of it comes down to the drafts that they've had really weren't all that solid throughout the full 5 heroes.
Mm-hmm.
But, when they do draft to what I believe is their strengths of like that really aggressive type of style, I think that really suits them quite well. And in game number 2, we saw them play, really almost flawlessly the whole time. But in games 1 and 3, like a completely different story. So
Yeah.
that's just something that stood out to me throughout the series.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a pleasure to do that there because, again, going to the first series and obviously expected that one to be pretty solid, but we weren't even sure about the second one. But, yeah, no, we got a good one out of it, and we'll see about, again, Reason Gaming and as they move forward here with now, of course, Han Tour for them and Cycle 5 coming up. Again, going to be in that gold division here. But as far as the Time to Win tournament, we got, again, our teams moving along. And, again, the redemption matches, how they look. So it'll be Mystery Gang versus Fresh. That'll be set to be the first match tomorrow. And then, of course, Sync Esports versus Team 2-0 for the second match. Those are the two redemption matches coming at you. That all starts now. Again, it's set to start at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. I am being informed that there's a slight chance that it could be delayed by an hour once again tomorrow. So we'll have to get confirmation on that, and hopefully we'll stay tuned to social media and everything for that. But yeah, so I'll let you guys know via that. But again, let's plan for the default time for now of 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. So. A lot of Han coming at you, as I was guaranteeing, and that's what we're getting here with this Time to Win Heroes of the Earth Invitational. And then, of course, Cycle 5 kicking off this weekend, goes all the way to the next week as well. So a lot of Han coming at you over these next couple of weeks especially. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it, enjoying casting it. I do want to give you guys a chance. Any shout-outs? First off, really, I do appreciate you guys both sticking around and